I'm not an actor, obviously.
Obviously.
I've done some acting here and there, but I'm not an actor. But as a director, cinematographer, I have some ideas, some advice for a lot of you new actors getting in now on what you can do to better increase your chances of getting selected for a movie. I've noticed lately that ever since the popularity of, streaming channels, Tubi, Peacock, the popularity of independent movies that are coming out left and right,
we're gonna be rich.
a lot more people seem to want to become actors, actresses. A lot of people are aspiring to be in front of the camera. And I notice also with a lot of these people that many of them tend to make simple mistakes that kind of hold their careers back. So I just want to give a little bit of advice on how you guys can probably circumvent some of that stuff. The old way of doing things was like you'd go to school, maybe a class or some high school or college, offer some type of class where you could learn and study a little bit about the arts. And then after that, you'd probably do some play at your school. Then maybe you'd try to take some acting classes on your own, get cool with your acting teacher. Then what? Try to figure out how to become a PA on another movie set, or get close to somebody and start doing some background work, because I used to do background work. Before I even picked up a camera, I did background work.
How much I owe you? This car. Richest, funniest man in America.
I actually had an agent. Her name was Desiree Agudo. She used to book me all the time for Law and Order. So I did that for probably about a good 8 months to a year. And she had me do a lot of different things, but that was my first glimpse or my first step into this whole entertainment field. Like I said, this was long before I picked up a camera. Then after you do that for a while, you hope that they give you this thing called a waiver, because the waiver would help you enter into one of the unions. And then everybody wanted to join the union because it was like, oh, once I'm in the union, once I'm in SAG, after I'll get booked for all of these TV shows and movies. Newsflash, that's not really how it goes down. Anyway, that was the way that it used to be. Nowadays, it's different. It's way different. It's way easier. But the thing with it being easier means that a lot of the methods or a lot of the things that you would learn along the way, the steps, they don't get learned because you just kind of step outside the house. Next thing you know, you're in a movie. And that has its pros and cons. I'm not a hater. I think it's beautiful and wonderful that anybody in independence and anywhere, I think it's a beautiful thing that they're out there creating and making things and pursuing their dreams. That's just how I feel about it. But I think it's a bad thing when people step outside, they get into it, and then they don't take the time to study and learn the craft as it should be studied and learned. That is the downside, because you see that a lot. A person comes out, they get lucky, they get into a hit independent series, they get into a hit independent film, and they feel like they've made it. They feel like the next step is Hollywood and can't nobody tell them anything. And that's not really how it is. Even myself, when I started shooting, I had done a significant amount of paid music videos, not the huge ones, but I had done a bunch of independent music videos that by the time I went to school to actually learn it, I was already the most seasoned person in the classroom. But I am one of those people that likes to learn. I like to learn how things should be done right. Like even with cooking, I want to learn, how is this supposed to be cooked? How is this supposed to be made? And then after that, I could decide whether or not, oh, okay, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it my way. So that's what it was for me. I was out there shooting independently, shooting music videos for local artists and stuff like that, shooting promos, commercials. And then there was something inside of me that just wanted to learn, how do they really do it? How is this done by the big boys? So I wound up going to school. I wound up taking some classes and learning how to do things the quote unquote right way. When it comes to actors now, like I said, a lot of them just jump right in and they just doing things haphazardly, or they're just doing it on the fly and they have no desire to actually learn. Now that things have changed, I would give a different kind of advice now. Like if someone came to me, a cousin, a niece, a sibling, a friend, and was like, yo, I want to get in some movies, what do I do? I would say one of the first places that you should start is Facebook. And I'm one of those people that are big on Facebook groups specifically. And also there's an app called Meetup. I've used Meetup in the past plenty times. Whenever I wanted to venture into something, like I had gone into app development for a while, I went to Meetup and I looked up all of the groups that were formed and about to form that were surrounding that idea or that topic that I was interested in. And for me, it helped. But at the time, I also lived in New York City. So it was like a real urban type of area. It was a lot of people. It's a lot of individuals in a small space. So it's like there's always some type of meetup going on in New York City. When I moved to Georgia, it was a little bit more difficult to find things. But I would definitely recommend using Meetup. Depending on the city that you live in, you should just go to the website, download the app, and just punch in different stuff and then see what pops up. But outside of that, I would just go into Facebook. I would look up the Facebook Tubi groups. I would look up the Facebook Peacock groups, the Facebook actors groups. I would look up these different groups. I would look up the directors. I would look up the producers, the filmmakers. I would go into those groups and then, introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm an aspiring actor or actress and I'm looking to be in somebody's film. As a new actor, two things you're gonna need. You're gonna need headshots and you're gonna need a reel. Headshots, it is what it is. It's a picture of your head, right? And a reel is a compilation of any acting you've done in other people's projects. Those two things are important because the headshot lets us know what you look like and the reel lets us know, can you act? But the dilemma is if you're new, you don't have those things, right? You definitely don't have a reel if you're new. But headshots, you can get that. And nowadays you can get them fairly cheap. And I know I shouldn't say this, but you could even get that from AI. They'll take your picture and they'll give you an incredible headshot. I know I shouldn't have said that. I do headshots and I'm shooting myself in the foot. But anyway, you're gonna need a headshot. And if you don't have the resources to get a professional headshot, at least take your camera out. Find a plain white background. Set it up and take your picture. Clear, clean. Don't take a picture with a bunch of people. Don't have a busy background going on. Don't be making a weird face. I once got a headshot where the person sent it and I swear to you, I promise you, they were doing like this in the headshot. And I was like, what the fuck? Do a professional headshot. Another thing that sometimes we will ask for is your socials. We want to see what your socials look like. Because a headshot, you're going to pose. A reel, we may or may not see how you can act. But your socials might give us your personality. Then we can see some other things. And then we can see if you're a troublemaker. Because in this independent world, we don't want to have a lot of troublemakers around. So yeah, that would be my advice. Go to Facebook groups, log into all of them. Facebook Tubi, Facebook actors, Facebook Peacock, Facebook producers, Facebook casting agents, directors. I would just get in all those groups. Facebook with just other new young actors. Like just get in those groups and just learn, network, get out there, get on set. And that's how you get into the next level. But now once you're in there, let me say this. You got to be serious about this because if you're not serious about it, nobody else is going to be as serious about it. You can't expect me or any director to go harder than you for this if you're not going hard. It just doesn't work that way. And the way for you to go hard is to go everywhere, be in everything. If it don't cost you a dime, be in it. Even if it ain't a paid situation, go and be in that. Because the more you're in it, the more people will remember you. They'll keep you in the front of their minds. They'll be like, yo, what happened to that girl who was on blah, blah, blah? Hey, remember that guy who was over da, da, da? When you stay like that, you're always in the mix. So keep that in mind. I know it's all, for, you know, the big picture of we want to make money, we want to earn a living from this, we want to be successful. But I promise you, I won't tell you no lies.
I said no lies.
I think he's telling the truth.
You have to be everywhere. If you have the ability to be everywhere and be in everything, that is what you gotta do. Because even if the role is small, you might meet someone that's gonna put you in a bigger role. Some of you want to be actors and you think that, hey, I'm an actor today. Tyler Perry, why you ain't calling me yet? That's not how it works. It's not how it works. And you got to stop thinking like that. You can't think I'm going to come outside. Oh, I've been acting for 2 years. I should be in So what? You know how long Omari Hardwick been acting before he got his starring leading role in Power? That man was at it for years. You know how many other actors were doing this for years before they got a call from Tyler Perry or Spike Lee or Martin Scorsese or something like that, and you guys just jumped in it. You didn't even go to school, you didn't do Broadway, and you think you was in a hot web series that you should be starring in everything. Stop thinking like that. Stop being so arrogant. Stop it. You don't need to do that, because that's gonna block your blessings. Because guarantee 2 things that's gonna happen in this industry. 1, we can pick up on problematic talent. Directors, producers, casting directors, managers, we can pick up on problem talent. You don't want to be labeled as problem talent, because just like your name can come up and be passed around for good, your name can come up and bad can be attached to it. Your name can come up and somebody will be like, ooh, nah, I don't want to work with her. She's a headache. And now the next director would be the same thing. Yeah, nah, I don't want to work with her. Mazi told me she was a headache. I don't need any headaches. I don't even want to chance it. So let's pass on that. So you got to be real mindful. Relationships, how you treat people. When you're on set, talk to that gaffer. When you're on set, talk to the person doing the snacks. When you're on set, talk to the sound guy. Talk to different people on set, because those are going to be the people that get you connected and put into the next role. I promise you that's how this thing works. You can't just come to the stuff that you want to do. You have to come to the things that you probably really don't want to do. And I'm not saying just go out there and do a bunch of things that you don't like, but I'm saying you can't only show up when you want to show up. You have to show up when it feels like work.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
You think everything I shoot with my camera is something I love? You think every day is fun on set for me? No, it's not. It's work. It's a job. If you've ever had a regular job, was every day fun? No. There was some days you was mad at the manager. There was some days you were mad at your coworker. There was some days that you didn't want to be there. But you had to be there because it was a ends to a means. Actually, it was a means to an end. So you had to be there. And if you can do that for something that's not even your passion and your dream, then you got to do that twice as hard, 10 times as hard for your passion or your dream. Maybe when things get difficult and you're like, I don't want to do it, maybe it ain't for you. Especially if you're just starting out. Now, if you're seasoned and you've been doing this for years and years and years, and then you're like, I don't want to do it, that's different. But if you're just starting out, you got a year under your belt, and you talking about, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. If you're doing that, maybe this ain't for you. And that's okay. Everything ain't for everybody. But if this is for you, if you live and die by this, if you swear up and down, you tell everybody you're an actor, you're an actress, then you better go out there and prove that. If I go to your Instagram page right now, can I tell that you're an actor? When people know what you do, they're constantly sending you stuff. You know how many times people send me anything of anybody that's online saying, hey, I'm looking for a video director. I get about 20 people sending it to me. Because people know this is what I do. This is what I live. This is what I breathe, I eat, I shit. This is me. Me and this camera. That's what my life is about. And that's how you should be jumping into the acting field if you're serious about it. If it's just like, hey, I want to try it out and see how it works, That's cool too. I get it. I tell people that all the time. You don't know what you love until you go through something in it. You don't know. You may think it. You may think that this is something you love and you want to do until you hit that wall. Then it's like, oh, yeah, I'm not built for this. Until you hit that, you don't really know if this is for you. While it's going smooth, while it's sailing, while it's wonderful, fun, good times, yeah, it's easy to be like, oh, this is what I love. This is what I like. But when you go into them casting calls and they say, nope, another one next, another one, another one, sorry. You going through that and you still have that drive to keep going, it might be for you. But if that first door slam and you was like, I mean, you could cry, but if that door slam made you start looking elsewhere,
you'll find yourself a new job.
Anyway, all that just to say, if you're a new actor, jump on Facebook, get in those Facebook groups, look for people. A lot of independent filmmakers, a lot of independent movies, a lot of independent series. Our contact information is right there. Just reach out, send a message. But be consistent. Don't be like, oh, I sent the message, nobody responded. You got to take this craft seriously. You got to go out to these networking events. That's another thing. These independent networking events, these screening sessions, you see a movie, look and see who the director was, Google it, go online, find their social media, follow them, send them a DM. Hey, I want to be an actor. You got any roles available? And you stay consistent with it. That's it. Thanks again for watching one of my videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell somebody about the channel. Hopefully this advice helped. I would love to see a lot of you out there pursuing your dreams. Send me a DM. I might have a role for you. All right? If you got any questions, hit me up on social media. Hit the link below. You see the link to my store. Get a hat, get a shirt, cup, something, support me. And I will catch you on the next video. All right? Stay creative, think outside the box. I'm out.